Well, hello and welcome to my world. Welcome to Talk Leadership with Cedrick. We are live, folks, and everybody needs a little TLC, and I'm here to give you all of that TLC. This is where we focus on leadership and personal growth with business leaders, educators, and local thought leaders. Our goal is to introduce our audience to leaders who are making an impact with innovative ideas. And in 2021, we are off with a bang so far. And you know what? This is going to be a great year. I can feel it. It's going to be a great year. So tonight, we have another amazing guest with us. Now, I always tell you that our guiding leadership principle is the law of contribution, which says growing yourself enables you to grow others. And, you can't give what you don't have. So first you must grow yourself to grow others. So I brought a leader here. This is her second appearance on Talk Leadership with Cedrick. In fact, let me say this. She's the first to have a second appearance. On Talk Leadership in the guest role. All right. So I'm excited to have Azureblue White as our guest tonight, our special guest tonight. Community is the most important factor in my work, is what she says her slogan is, right? Now, that's an awesome slogan, just to start off, right? Any year, that's an awesome slogan. Community is the most important factor in my work. Now, Azureblue is from Atlanta, Georgia. Everybody can't be from Louisiana like me, but that's okay. She was raised in Riverdale, Georgia. In 2012, she received her degree from Fort Valley State University in social work with a minor in education. Then she moved on from there and started working for Google as a territory manager, managing over 110 stores in the metro Atlanta area. And then she later on decided, you know what? I want to be an entrepreneur as well. I want to have multiple streams of income. And folks, that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, right? And she is a real estate expert in the Atlanta area with Palmer House Properties. And she's going to bring you knowledge and help you understand the real estate market, how to buy a house, and maybe even how to sell a house and how to buy one with her. So we're going to talk about that tonight. So welcome, Azureblue.
Hi, thank you so much, Cedrick, for having me back. I really appreciate this, and I'm so excited about being the first.
Hey, being number one is always the best, right?
Absolutely, I can't have anything other than.
So thank you very much for coming on the show again tonight, and I'm hoping you're planning to have a great 2021.
I am definitely planning on having an awesome 2021. As a matter of fact, it has already started off trailblazing within real estate. I mean, 2020 was a pretty awesome year, and I dedicated the last part of the year. So I pretty much, if I didn't have a pending client, I didn't accept any other new clients in November and December. And I solely focused on my game plan of attack for 2021. And I'm so excited to see everything coming together and just following that day to day. It's exciting and it's very motivating.
Wow, well, that is awesome. In fact, that's what made me say I need to invite her back on the show, is because I saw you post something. I think it was in maybe early December, maybe even late November. And you said 2021 is going to be this awesome year. And I have these massive goals and all this type of stuff. And I was like, I got to have her back on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you have to speak your goals to everyone, so everyone knows what your goals are, so they can help and support. Everyone asks, how can I help you? How can I help your business? How can I support you? So if I don't put everything out there and what I'm doing, there's no way anyone would know how they can contribute to my business, as well as other people, how can I contribute to theirs? So literally I follow that model and being able to help and contribute to my community, and they just pour back into me like tenfold.
Wow, that's awesome, right? So I follow a philosophy of I take the entire month of December off. For the last 15 years, that's what I've done, is take the last month of the year off, where I didn't do any travel, and I was focused on getting prepared for the new year. Now, my sales teams were, they were doing their stuff, handling their business, getting ready, but I focused on getting prepared for the new year so we can start off day one running.
Yep.
So yes. So when I saw your message, I was like, I got to have her on the show because I like a woman that has that same mindset that I have about business. That's awesome. So um, tell the audience a little bit about your business.
Yes. So for my real estate business, my company is called the Elite Luxury Group. I focus on relocation of professional athletes, entertainers, and employees of Fortune 500 companies who companies have decided they wanted to make Atlanta their hub. We're seeing a lot of traction from California, New York, Florida, all over here to Atlanta. So I'm helping so many people at this time just relocate their families and just taking the stress out of relocation in itself. And don't get me wrong, I'm not just in the niche of just professional athletes, entertainers, and employees of Fortune 500 companies, but for everyone, because we all know with our families, even just singly with ourselves and focusing on our business, relocation can be very, very, very stressful. It can be very, very tasking, especially if you're not necessarily familiar with the area that you're going. So I decided that I kind of wanted to be that liaison and that shooting target for those that were looking to decrease stress and just relocate here to the Atlanta area.
Yeah, well, that's actually an awesome niche to have, and it's okay if you say, "Hey, look, I'm focusing on the athletes. I'm focusing on these people." It's okay with that. There's nothing wrong with that. No shame in your game, right? Because look, Nike has a target audience, right? And they have no shame in it, right? Chick-fil-A has a target. So that is awesome. So I worked for one of those Fortune 500 companies for 22 years before I retired, and I did 5 relocations with them. And in those relocations, twice I used, because I left an area and went back to that same area, and twice I used the same person on the real side because they helped make the move um, smooth in terms of finding a house and all that type stuff, right? So having a person like yourself is an awesome resource.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome. So, so 2021 real estate outlook. What is that? What does it look like for 2021 in terms of real estate?
Well, it depends on what side of real estate you're on. If you're on the buyer side, right now rates are crazy low, and they are not projected to go up for the next couple of years. So I've been speaking with almost every lender that I can find, and that's the number one question that I ask them when I get on the phone. I'm like, "Hey, what are those rates going to be looking like?" In the near future. And they're like, "Oh, don't worry about it. They'll still be low." So, you know, with their clients and, get them in your pipeline. So when they're ready, they can go ahead and move and they don't have to worry about that. When it comes to the inventory. So in the Atlanta market, inventory is particularly low because we have so many buyers on the market right now. We have so many people that are relocating to Atlanta. That pool is just very oversaturated. So I'm not going to say that it's going to be hard to find a home, but buyers really have to be ready to be out here and have a good person in their corner to be able to negotiate these contracts because it is a seller's market. Now, if you are selling your home in the Atlanta area, oh my God, you are, you're in it to win it, especially if you have some equity within your home. Right about now is the time that you'll be able to get your maximum money. That's what I've seen. Literally, there has been no offer that I have put in that hasn't been at least 13 to 15K over asking price.
Oh, wow.
We're still losing. we're still losing the offers with 15K over the asking price. So the market is pretty fierce out here, and we need people to sell their homes right about now. Please.
Well, I have some pretty good friends that live in Atlanta. I'm gonna have to call them and tell them, hey, you can easily make some good money on your house right now.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Tell them I will definitely shoot them a free market analysis. I pretty much work for free until we get to the closing table. So let them know. And this if it's any time, the time is now.
okay, all right. And so for the Atlanta market, what's the average time on market?
Yeah, so in the very beginning it was about 30 days. Right now we're running about 14
Oh, wow.
is an average.
Wow. Well, that is yeah, that's pretty quick if you're a seller. That's just awesome, right?
Most homes in a certain price range are going under contract within about not even 24 hours, really within hours of you posting the listing.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, hey, folks, if you're in the Atlanta area and you're considering, you've been talking about selling your house, this is the time, right? And whatever that reason is, this could be the time for you. So be thinking about that. So, what separates your business, the elite luxury group, from everybody else that's out there?
One thing is that we really have our systems down with my company. One thing that you don't have to worry about is communication with us. From start to finish, you will know exactly where you are, where you're going, and where we're going to end at. We also specialize in negotiation. So throughout this entire time, I've had some cohorts who have really had their clients kind of give up in the market, but thankfully, I've been able to get all of my clients from time of pre-approval to under contract within about 2 weeks. So we do not spend a lot of time on the market. We are pretty much experts on the market right now, so we know how to price it. We know how to write our offers where it's going to be appealing to the seller, and we know how to get the job done. And we make it a point to get you under contract as fast as possible and get you to the closing table as fast as possible. Our rate of getting you to the closing table now averages about 21 days. In certain transactions, we can get you closed in 15.
Oh, wow. So yeah, you guys are definitely putting the pedal to the metal and making it happen. So that's yeah, that's awesome. Azureblue in this COVID environment, right? It caused a lot of industries to change or do something different. And so, what have you guys had to do different to show homes or to help buyers see homes?
So what we've done to change things up are definitely more virtual tours, especially because we cater to an audience that is more than likely outside of of the state. Really, we're really doing more virtual tours for those that are in state. We assure our clients, hey, if you don't feel comfortable with coming out to the property, look, I
I was gonna say I see somebody poking their head around there. Who is that?
jump on in with me, but we assure all of our clients, hey, if you do not feel comfortable with going out to the properties, you are more than welcome to take a virtual tour with us. We'll get in on a duo call, or we'll get on FaceTime, and we'll make sure that you see the property, as well as scheduling to get you out during your due diligence period. Just sure that everything is good to go. When it comes to systems, again, everything is pretty much virtual. So explaining each and every step, we really kind of transferred over more to video production. So almost everything that you're going to see is going to be a video of explanations. We have so many PowerPoint spreadsheets to just get you the information. Because one thing we found out on the market is so many buyers and sellers are confused about their process. They have so many questions in their process, but they feel like, I don't want to ask the question because it may, make me seem, pretty naive, and I should probably know about this. But we take pride in making sure that our clients feel comfortable in not only asking questions, but being fully informed about every single step and every single form that they have to sign and are going through.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, hello there, little Miss Azureblue. How are you doing?
Tell them what your name is.
My name is Autumn.
What's she saying?
Autumn. Her name is Autumn.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, how are you doing?
Good.
Well, good. So are you going to sell houses too?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then I want to buy the first one. So, this is actually a good time to jump to one of the questions I was going to ask you. So, you're a working mom, right? And working moms have always have different challenges that they face than non-working moms or dads in situations. So, how do you balance that?
Time management is definitely a key to my business. So I make sure that my day is completely outlined and minute by minute, I know what I'm doing. So every morning, I make sure that I spend some time on myself and my own development because that is super important to me. So I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. From 5 to about 6:30 is when either my kids are waking up. Hold on one second. I need you to sit right there and drink your water, okay? From about 6 or 6:30 when my kids are waking up, that's when we have our family time until they have to go to school. Once they hit school, I hit my schedule running. So if I have some listing appointments I need to complete, then I'm usually doing those in the mornings, or if I'm making calls or following up with my sphere of influence, or if I need to follow up on some admin work, I'm doing that throughout the day. Right at about 3 or 4 o'clock is family time again, because that's when all of my kids get home from school, and then we're dinner time, family time, and I strictly focus on them. But right at about, my kids go to sleep at about 8:30. Right around that time, we are back to admin work or any follow-up that I need to do for the rest of the night. So, and I usually go to sleep about 11 o'clock.
Okay. All right. All right. Awesome. 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 So, Azureblue, look right in the screen and talk to, there may be a mom that's out there, right? And she says, I would like to be a working mom. I would like to be an entrepreneur, but she can't seem to figure out how to make it work. Talk to her.
The first thing that I would say is find out willing to negotiate on, because every single day you are negotiating. You're either negotiating with yourself or you're negotiating with someone else. And when I reference that, I'm talking about time. You're always negotiating your time minute by minute, hour by hour. Someone either wants it or you want to be able to invest it in yourself. So figure out how much time you're willing to put into your business and put into yourself so that you can accomplish your goals. Because I think that's one thing that we as people just in general are very, very resistant to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Planning our day and planning our time. So once you get over that hump, and from personal advice, once I got over that hump of planning, my life got so much easier because I knew what I was doing the night before. I know what I'm going to do the next day. So it just gave me more confidence to be able to enact and just implement what I needed to implement on a day-to-day basis, because I know what I'm about to face. And the second point that I would say is, just because you're a mom does not mean that you have bigger obstacles than you think. I know I made a post the other day. Things are a lot worse in our imagination than they are in reality. And I strongly go by that, because when you think about it, in our minds, we always, hey, excuse me, thank you. In our minds, we're always thinking of the worst case scenario, because our primitive minds always try to take over, and our subconscious mind always tries to take over to make sure that we're protected. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but what I'm saying is what are you doing and what are you saying to yourself to combat those thoughts that are coming in your mind, telling you that you can't do it, telling you that you don't have enough time to do it, telling you that, oh, well, if I do that, I'm going to have to sacrifice. And one of those main things are, and one thing that really affected me was mommy guilt.
No.
And not just mommy guilt, daddy guilt too. Of course, if you're a single parent, or you feel that sacrificing time with your family is going to hurt your business.
Sure.
And the thing about that is that I really learned your children love you regardless. They love you regardless. They know that mommy and daddy have to work. And of course, communication helps with that. Just saying, hey, mommy or daddy has to do this task, or even implementing your children in what you're doing. So if you say in your mind, in order for me to be mentally in health, I need to work out because that clears my mind. Incorporate your children within that workout. I know sometimes when I do my workouts at home and I'm doing some sit-ups, my kids will just come over and lay on the floor and like do some sit-ups, and they'll start singing the song that I'm playing. Or if I'm in the middle of meditation, they'll come and they'll sit down because they understand what mom's doing. And is it going to be hard at first? Absolutely. Are you going to have to try to push yourself to get in the groove? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you really have to decide and negotiate with yourself. What's more important? You extending out your goals, or you accomplishing them right now? Are you taking action right now? Because even though every little bit counts. So even if one day or 1 week or 1 month you focus on your website, you've taken a step closer to what you needed to do. If you just take that, one little bit of hour to read some developmental information that's going to help you in your business, you've taken a step. So it's about taking those steps, small or large, to get to your goal that counts, and being proud of yourself when you're doing that.
Yes, love it, love it, love it. What I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. You said everything. The only thing I would put in there is because I just was teaching someone about this, a group last week about this, and I said we need to stop listening to ourselves and start talking to ourselves. Stop listening to that inner voice, right, telling you that you can't, you're not ready, you got all of these other things, and start telling yourself, I can, I will, and then do it, right? So yeah, that's awesome. Great advice there. If one of your clients was sitting right here, social distance next to you, what would they say about you and your service right now?
What I get all the time is that it's a pleasure to work with you. And I take great pride in that statement. Again, I post all of my feedback on social media. So
I know, I see it.
From a listing agent. And they're like, I'm like, hey, sometimes people are kind of like, no, I need what I need right now, and you need to stop what you're doing. But, communication. I was like, hey, I'm out at dinner, I'm negotiating on the phone during dinner about a low appraisal that came in. So I'm trying to talk the listing agent down from like, appraisal came in, and I'm like, we can do this, or I think my buyer would be open to this, but I'm not going to speak for them. I'm just throwing that out there, and then you let me know what your seller wants, and then I'll go back to my buyer, and we're doing that at dinner. And so we finally came to an agreement with the seller, and I was able to communicate that to my buyer. So I just started texting the listing agent. I was like, hey, thank you so much for working with me. And I know I'm out with my son for his birthday. We're at his birthday dinner, and they were like, you know what? No problem. Happy birthday to your son. Don't even worry about getting that amendment to us. It's just a pleasure to work with you. And, you just enjoy your night. We'll talk tomorrow. And, that type of feedback, and especially from people that I work with all the way until to my clients, I just appreciate that feedback. And I just feed off of that, because that just lets me know everything that I do, all the extra above and beyond effort that I give within the transaction is mattering. And it really does make a difference in just working with people, period.
Yeah, that is awesome. Well, so I'm a part of a group called the Black Entrepreneurs Institute, and you said this word, so I have to jump on that. You said doing that little extra. Well, our motto this year is 212, which is the extra degree. I'm gonna put it up on the screen here. Let me see if I can find the screen to the camera. 212, the extra degree, right? Well, what does that mean? That at 211 degrees, water's hot. At 212 degrees, water boils. With boiling water comes steam. With steam, you can power a train, right? Is this that one extra degree, that one little thing that you do differently and extra that makes all the difference in the world? And that's really what you're saying that you're doing for your clients.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing. People are like, they might see an attitude of someone I'm working with, or a demeanor or a personality. They're like, oh, how can you put up with that? How can you do that? And I'm like, well, it's not geared to me. That has nothing to do with what I set my standards to do for them. So in all times, I feel that once you give out and you're coming from a place of peace and coming from a place of serenity and just charity to others, other people see that and they don't necessarily give that energy back to me. We might start off that way, but they don't give that energy back to me. By the end of it, everybody's easy breezy, cool, calm, and collected, and ready to move on with the transaction.
Well, that is that's awesome. You know, every now and then we will get questions from audiences, and we'll get questions from people that want to really understand how leaders think. And you're a leader in your own business. You're a leader in your corporate job. So, what's a question that you think is great? A great question that a leader should be asking?
At the end of the day, when you lay your head on your pillow, have you done everything that you could do for that day?
At the end of the day, when you lay your head on the pillow, have you done everything that you can do? I love that question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I ask myself that question every night. Have I done everything that I can do to not only satisfy myself, but to make sure that I'm providing the utmost service for others? If I can answer myself yes, then I go to sleep. If I say, well, I could have done this, or I could have done that a little better, I'll probably stay up for about another 30 minutes and just kind of jot those thoughts down so that I can brainstorm the next day on how I can just level up a little bit more. Because I feel like I'm my toughest critic. Very much so. I'm my toughest critic. So if I can just level up just a little bit, it's going to make that much of a difference in someone else's life.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I like that. And I'll have to make sure I ask myself that every night. That I love that question. So if someone was considering becoming a realtor or a broker, right? What advice would you give them? What things should they look into? What things should they consider?
So if you are considering real estate, I would say, look, there are 1,563 ways to make income in real estate. I'll tell you that. 1,584 of those you're going to hate. So I would say really look into this field and see what you're interested in. See what your strengths are before getting into the field and kind of narrow those down, because a lot of new agents I see coming, they kind of are everywhere. They're like, oh, I can make money off of helping people rent homes out, or I can help investors. I can help, first-time home buyers. I can help, seasoned homeowners. I can help sellers. And their head is just everywhere. Don't be afraid to focus. I see that so much. They're kind of like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do every single thing because it's do or die. Get out of survival mode and just focus on what you want to do and keep that focus so that you can see the result. Because people coming into this field feel like it's an instant gratification field. And I know me and my broker talk about this all the time because I'm an instant gratification person. I want it now and I want it to happen right now and da 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 da. But I really had to get out of that mindset. This field is not instant gratification. You do have to put work in to see the product. You do have to put work into your pipeline to see those repeat clientele, to get those referrals. They're not going to happen instantly, and they may not even happen, within your first year. Average first transaction of a real estate agent is at least 6 months. So you have to be prepared for that. You have to have your money stacked up before coming in here if you're going to go full time. And what I advise is that if you're going to get into real estate and you really want to dominate,
I can't hear you. Now I can hear you. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You're going to get into this field. You have to get into this field full time to make a impact. This is not a part-time field because it requires so much effort.
Okay.
So I would get your exit plan out first. And if you're going to do a part-time job and be in this field, I would suggest you learn everything that you need to learn and really zone in on what you want to do when you get into the field full time.
Wow. Find a niche then, and focus on that. Okay. We'll Azureblue will be right back. So one of the things she was talking about was finding your niche and then focus in on that. So let me click her back in. Hello. So what you were talking about was finding your niche and focus in on that. And one of the things like you said early on was this is not a short-term type thing. You have to really be in it for the long term, and you have to make sure that you're prepared for not having your first close for at least 6 months or maybe even longer, if that's the case. And the other thing that she said is, look, if you're going to do this, you got to make a commitment to jump in. You can't go to Maui and then sit at the beach, but never get in, just sit and look at the water. You got to at least get in at least once. Right? So she said, dive in so that you can see the full benefit and the impact that you can make.
Exactly.
Awesome. So are you still having fun as a realtor?
Every single day.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you said that.
every single day. I really love it. I'm not a person who just wants to kind of punch the clock and have a routine. Even though I have a routine and a schedule, I know what I'm going to do. I never know what the reactions are that I'm going to get day to day. I never know how something's going to go. Something may go awry. And, sometimes it does get frustrating because you want things to go your way, right? But
yes,
a challenge, and I love the challenge, and I love the adrenaline rush I get when I'm having to go and solve those problems and think critically and have get a solution to a problem and have a very positive outlook to it and able to bring parties together to be able to have everyone happy on both sides.
Well, that's awesome right there. So what's for you on any given day, what's the greatest challenge?
I'm so sorry. What did you say?
That's right. I say for you on any given day, what's the greatest challenge?
The greatest challenge. I would say the greatest challenge is guarding my time. Because even though I plan my schedule, of course, like I said before, you're always negotiating. So hour upon hour, I might get a call and I have to really determine at what level of importance is this for it to have to interrupt my day for me to get this done. So it's just the most difficult part for me is just negotiating my time.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Because there's only 168 hours in a week, 24 hours in a day, 18,060 18,400 seconds, and you got to maximize those, right?
Yep. Somebody wants a piece of something.
Absolutely. So, as we last time you were here, we have a segment called Would You Rather? Um, so, it's different questions this time, though. So, all right. So, here we go. Would you rather have more time or more money?
I would much rather have more time.
More time. Okay. Would you rather sit or stand for the rest of your life if you could only choose one?
Oh, that's a good. Would I rather sit or stand?
Forever.
Ooh, give me stand.
Stand? Okay, yeah. Give me a chair.
I could walk around wherever I want to go.
Okay. Would you rather have two huge yellow front teeth like a beaver or two pinching teeth like a beetle?
Give me the beaver teeth.
The beaver teeth. Okay. All right. All right. Would you rather visit a good amusement park once every month or go to the best amusement park in the world once every year?
Oh, give me the experience every year.
Every year. Okay. All right.
Every month.
Okay. Yeah, it could be. All right. So a couple more here. Would you rather pay for everything with pennies or $100 bills for the rest of your life?
$100 bills.
See, on days that I'm going to aggravate people, give me all the pennies.
I'm not on those. It aggravate me. I'm not going to do that.
You're like, okay, you want to play that game? It's all right. Let's go. It's $542.13. Okay, let's count.
No, I cannot do that. See, I have more time, but I'm not going to use my time like that.
Okay. Would you rather get stuck in an elevator or a ski lift?
Give me the elevator.
Elevator. All right. So last one here. Would you rather no one show up to your wedding or no one show up at your funeral?
I'll take the wedding.
The wedding.
Yeah.
Let's say the funeral, you won't know.
The funeral, I won't know, but at least I won't have to pay for all that food for the wedding.
Okay, all right, I got it. So what's been one of the most defining moments of your life so far? And you're like 22, so it's not like it's been a long life, but
I'll never see 22 again. Let's see, the most defining moment in my life. I'm gonna say, and this is a little intimate here. The most defining point in my life was when I lost my family 4 years ago. Actually, it's going on about 5 years. I lost my family 5 years ago, and I had to shift my entire life mindset. Because as you know, sometimes even into adulthood, even until we're old and gray, we grow up with traditions, and we grow up with the expectation that we want to make our parents proud. But because I lost them at such a young age, it forced me to develop my own life and develop my own right and wrongs and kind of just figure everything out for myself. So that was definitely a defining moment for me, because I really had to realize, and it shook me and was like, I'm actually all in control. We want to blame other people, but you can't blame anyone if they're not there.
Right. Absolutely. Wow. So you're like that Chinese bamboo tree, right? It takes 5 years to pop above the ground. And then once it pops above the surface, it can grow as high as 90 feet tall in 5 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, sometimes we need that too, right? to make us go to that next level, because we keep saying we're ready to go to the next level, we're ready to go to the next level, but we're holding on to something. And sometimes you need that thing that's going to make you just pop up and do some unbelievable things. So awesome. We'll keep doing unbelievable things. So many times, new entrepreneurs want to throw in the towel, and it doesn't matter their sex, their race, or creed, or whatever. They want to throw in the towel, right? And it's because maybe they didn't have success at their first venture, or maybe someone's telling them this is not for you. You shouldn't do this, right? Somebody's trying to discourage them. What advice would you give them right now if they're questioning whether they have the grit, the determination, the fortitude to be a successful entrepreneur?
I would say never question yourself. Never question yourself. That's other people's job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Oh, they are ready to eat.
oh, we're holding them up. Okay, all right.
I would say never question yourself. The moment you start questioning yourself, that's when the doubt sets in. Go for it. Jump over the bridge. That's what keeps people back every single time. Every time I see it, they're like, "Oh, but what if this happens?" And my answer to that is, "But what if it doesn't?"
Right. Yeah.
They're like, "But what if this happens and I can anticipate this?" And I'm like, "All right, well, it hasn't happened yet. So what if it doesn't?" Then what would you do? So it's like you never know until you try. But I will say, entrepreneurship itself is not an instant gratification. If you look at anyone that is successful right now, it took them years, decades to get to where they are. They didn't just think of an idea and overnight,
right,
became a million or a billionaire. It took them trial and error. It took them to, if you want to call it failure, I don't call it failure. I just call it trying something. It didn't work out and moving on, right? And you learned a lesson. You learned what worked. You perfected your craft. You perfected, your system and what you had to do, and you were able to move on. So that next thing that you jump on is gonna, just blaze the trail. So and whatever you do, just know it takes time and stick to it. It's not instant gratification. Just because you don't receive results now, it's like that miner who is mining the diamond mine, and they're right at the diamond, but they give up because they've gotten so much dirt back. Never give up. Just keep going. Keep shoveling. Keep putting yourself out there. Someone's gonna catch it.
Yes.
Yeah. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, but the people I know now aren't supporting me." It's the people that you don't know that are gonna be your biggest supporters, that are watching you, that are looking at what you're doing and saying, "You know what? I support that. I support that." And when they get to a level that I think that they need to be at, I'm gonna hop on that. And and I always say, people are like, "Oh, well, I'm in this town full of 3,000, 4,000 people, and I know like 500 of them." And I'm like, "But there are 3 million people in the city of Atlanta itself."
Right.
That you don't know. Don't know you. So at any time, you can always start fresh. You can always start anew. You just got to keep going. You got to expose yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Great advice. So folks who are listening, if you're listening to this live or you're listening to the replay of this, what Azureblue just said is so important, so key and critical to you and your entrepreneurial journey. You see, if I stopped and told you right now to close your eyes, and let's say you're in a room with 5 other people right now, close your eyes for 5 seconds, and I counted to those 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I said, open your eyes. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to tell me, what was I dreaming? What was I thinking about? What was Azureblue thinking about? What was the person that's sitting right next to you? What were they dreaming? You're going to say, well, I don't know. Well, that's because their dream is not your dream. It wasn't for you to see. You see, when they get up to the gates, the master is not going to say, how well did you handle somebody else's dream? He's going to say, what did you do with the talents I gave you? What did you do with the dream I gave you? See, mama doesn't have to love your dream. Big mama, you love her, but big mama don't have to love your dream. Cousin Skeeter, Uncle Bubba, Aunt Francis, whoever, they don't have to love your dream because it was given to you and you alone. So what Azureblue just said to you, I hope that you take it and ball it up and put it in your pocket and carry it with you every day and just act like you can hear what she just said everywhere you go, so that you know you can't give up on your dream and your goals. You see, she's not sitting here by accident. She's sitting here because she's living out her dream. And she's sitting here for the second time on the show. I've never met her in person, but for the second time on the show because I like what I see her living out her dream. Right? That's the American way. That's the way that this world, really America was founded by entrepreneurs. And that's what we want to focus on. So I know that your kids are ready to eat, so I want to make sure I don't stand in their way, because when they get older, they may say, I'm going to go find that man that was standing in between my dinner and
Maybe so.
So how can just a couple of other questions? How can people stay in contact with you, get a hold of you?
Yes, absolutely. You're always welcome to visit my website at www.eliteluxuryatl.com. It has a consultation sheet on there where you can book a time with me. And I'm open. You don't have to be a buyer. You don't have to be a seller. You could be a real estate agent that just needs some advice, or someone that just needs advice, period. Or if I can help you in any way, or if anything touched you that you wanted to discuss more in detail or learn a little more about my journey, you're more than welcome. Just go to that website and book a consultation with me. I'll be more than happy to share some of my time with you. You can also call me at 678-215-8818. And you can also follow me on Instagram at I am Azureblue, and Facebook at Azureblue White.
678
215-8818.
8818, because I'm going to put that also in here, so that if someone sees this at a later time and they say, hey, I want to reach out to her, let me put this up on the screen right quick. 678-215-8818. Okay. All right, that's how you can reach out to her. 678-215-8818. So let me ask you the final question. The final question is, drum roll, please. I did play, I played music in college, so I know how to play a little bit.
Okay.
So if there was a book, Azureblue, that was written about you, what would the title be? And what would they say in the back of the book in the summary about you?
That is such an awesome question, because actually your audience will be the first to know I am in the middle of writing a book.
Okay.
Of it is called Girl Alone. And in the back of the book, what they would say is that this book is for everyone who feels that they sacrificed for everyone else but themselves.
Oh, look at that. That is deep. I like that. So that means you coming on, you're going to be here for a third time, because when that book comes out, you got to come here and promote that book. I like that. Girl Alone. Okay. Well, that is awesome. So I told you one more question, but I do have one. So let's say now your kids are asleep and it's just you and your four walls. What dessert are you going to pull out?
Oh, don't tell them, but I do the chocolate chip cookie dough. Ben & Jerry's sells the cookie dough bites. So I put that on top of the chocolate chip cookie dough, and I'm set.
Oh my God. And you said that right when I'm fasting, so I can't have it.
No worries. When the fast is done, you make sure you go and you get some.
That is on Thursday too. I'm glad that my 21 days will be up.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, Azureblue, each time you've come on, it's been a great pleasure of mine to have you here. You bring such a great energies to the show. So I truly appreciate you coming on again.
Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to being the third appearance that you have on this release in a couple.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, I hope that you hit every goal that you want to hit this year. And as always, if there's anything that I can do from the great country of Texas, definitely reach out and go feed those little babies.
All right, I sure will. Thank you so much, Cedrick.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you. Have a good evening.
You as well.
All right. Bye-bye. So, folks, we just had a great conversation with Azureblue. She is always a pleasure to have on the show. And I'm excited that she was able to make it. So, before we go, because we have a few more minutes before we hit the top of the, not top of the hour, but the 1 hour point for the show. What I want to do, folks, is I just want to encourage you on a couple of things. I know that this is the beginning of the year, and I know that people sometimes struggle with reaching those goals. I know that sometimes people struggle with reaching their goals, with sticking to their goals. And all I want to do is encourage you. Don't quit. Don't give up. Stick with your goals. Right? If you see that you're not hitting the goals, don't change the goal. The standard is the standard. Change the plan, the way you're going to get to the goal. But I need you to understand, you need to stick with the goal. Don't give up on it. Don't quit. You see, you've quit before. Don't quit this time. Stick with the goal. Now, let me just tell you, if you want help reaching your goal, you got to reach people that reach goals. All right. That doesn't necessarily just mean me. That could be anyone that know how to reach their goals. You need to reach out. You need to have an accountability person. You need to have someone that can help you reach your goals. I'd love if you call me, because I love helping people reach their goals. I love helping people exceed expectations. I love helping people think differently. I love helping people grow. I love helping people run faster. I love helping people. So whatever your goal is, you know what it is. Whatever it is, all I want to encourage you is don't give up on it. Don't be so fast to say, I can't do it. I want you to be faster to say, I can do this. I just need to change my plan. I can do this. I just need to change my plan. You see, because there are going to be a lot of people this year that's going to reach their goal. But there's going to be even more people that give up on their goal just because it got hard. So I want you to know, why can't it be you? It can be. It's just a matter of you saying, this time, I'm not giving up. This time, I'm not quitting. This time is going to be different. It means you have to say that, right? You put a stake in the ground and say, no more. Not another yard. No more am I giving up. No more am I quitting. No more am I saying I can't do it. No more am I saying I'm not good enough. No more am I saying I don't have what it takes. No more. I need you to believe it. I need you to say it, because I know that as any human being, if you set your mind to it, you can do it. You just have to have the courage. You just have to have the courage that you can do it. Now, the question is, do you have the courage? Do you have the courage to know that you can do it? Whatever that is, do you have that courage? You see, because when you have that, when you have that courage, nothing can stop you. No one can stop you. Nothing can stop you. Do you have the courage to chase your dreams? Do you have the courage to be different? Do you have the courage to stand out in the crowd? Do you have the courage to not be conformed to this world? Do you have the courage to get outside your comfort zone? Do you have the courage to dream big? Do you have the courage to change friends? Do you have the courage to leave procrastination behind? Do you have the courage in yourself? Do you have the courage to say, yes, I can. Yes, I'm good enough. Yes, I'm ready. Yes, right now. I'm challenging you. Put a stake in the ground and say, I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up on my dream. And if you need help, not giving up on your dream, if you need help understanding how to go to a whole nother level, I want you to make sure that you reach out. Okay. And I want you to know that. This is the only cell phone number I have. This is it. No admin's going to answer it. I'm going to answer it. If you need help, I'm right here to help. I love helping people go to another level. It's not about charging you something, but it's about helping you figure out how to go to another level. There are tools to help people go to another level. There are processes, there are systems in place to help people go to another level. If you believe that you want to be an entrepreneur, if you believe you can be an entrepreneur, then let's go to another level. Let's open up your business. Let's go start it. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Let's do it. So I just want to tell you, thank you for tuning in tonight. And I hope you got something from the message tonight. Azureblue White is an awesome young lady who's doing some amazing things in real estate in the Atlanta market. And so that's why I want to have her on here tonight. And I want to tell you folks, she's a single mother and she's making it happen every day. So if you're a single mother, you can make it happen every day. If you're a single father, you can make it happen every day. If you're just single, you can make it happen every day. If you're married with 10 children, you can make it happen every day. If you are you got 3 wives and 10 children, you can make it. Well, you might have to go to jail, but you can make it happen every day. Right? I just want to tell you folks, it doesn't matter your circumstances. It doesn't matter if you're Black, if you're white, if you're Hispanic, if you're born in Shanghai, if you're born in Michigan or Louisiana or West Texas, or it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what your parents made. Doesn't matter what they had or didn't have. It doesn't matter what school you went to. The only thing that matters is if you have desire and determination to change your life. That's all that matters. There are things that you can do to change your life today. You have to make a decision to change your life today. It's all up to you. It's all up to you. So you see my number. It's right on the screen. Call, text me. Either one is fine. Let's have a conversation. Let's find out what it is you want to do, because we can make that happen. I want to make sure you don't give up on your dreams anymore. Don't give up on your dreams anymore. Say it. I'm not giving up anymore. I'm not quitting anymore. I'm not stopping anymore. It stops today. Thank you, folks. And I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I'm going to have a great rest of my evening. I'm about to go work with a bunch of people who's going to another level. We're about to do a whole nother webinar here at 7:45 Central Time. The work doesn't stop, folks. We keep going. We just love helping people go to a whole nother level. And I'm about to get on the phone with a bunch of leaders that want to go to a whole nother level. So if you want to get in on that, you know the number. Just reach out and we'll help you get in on that. Thank you guys and have a good night.